hands in the air. This is the slightly rainy day the Lord hath made. Let us rejoice and lift our voices in song. Sunday morning, and here we are, coming together from near and far. We're unity, home for you and for me. I've got family waiting for me. Every Sunday I'm glad to see. We're unity, home for you and for me. My, we're so happy it's Sunday. This is our very own Unity Day. We're here where we belong with all of our family. We're unity, home for you and for me. The sun is shining and I am too. I feel so happy. How about you? We're unity, home for you and for me. We're so grateful that love abounds with our brothers and sisters all around. We're unity, home for you and for me. My, we're so happy it's Sunday. This is our very own Unity Day. We're here where we belong with all of our family. We're unity, home for you and for me. We're unity, home for you and for me, and everybody. Away we go.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity of London. And we're really blessed today to have a few visitors, and I hope that our greeters have taken time to give those newcomers a big warm welcome. And a little light. We have tiny little lights that are, who's brand new today? You've never been here before? Nobody. Oh, well, imagine that you're all receiving a tiny, weeny little light. We acknowledge our land acknowledgement on the first Sunday of every month, and it's my pleasure to do that. As a spiritual community that honors diversity and inclusiveness, we acknowledge on this first Sunday of August the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, Lenape, and Attawandaron. We also recognize First Nations, Métis, and Inuit as contemporary stewards of the land and vital contributors. We're blessed, and may we extend that blessing to everyone we know. And it's a pleasure to invite Robin to come on up and light our Christ candle. Robin's a camper and she already knows how to use that lighter. Oh, she does. She tested it out beforehand. There we go. Thank you, Robin. And that Christ candle represents our light, our loving connection to each other, to our community, to everyone we meet, and all those we know. And as we begin a new month, we also have a new theme, a power, the power within us. Some like to call it a chakra. I call it a power. It doesn't matter what you call it. Within us, we have the power of will. It's the basis of persistence. It also allows us to choose wisely. Here at Unity of London, we celebrate abundance. That's abundance in every aspect of our lives, not just financial, health-wise, emotional, and spiritual. We're open to new ideas. We believe in providing mutual support. And we also believe that in our connections with one another, we are transformed. And may those connections continue to be positive, evolving peace. I invite you to join with me as we affirm our 5 principles. God is all good and active in everything, everywhere. I am naturally good because God's divinity is within me and in everyone. I create my experiences by what I choose to think and what I feel and believe. Through affirmative prayer and meditation, I connect with God and bring out the good in my life. I do my best by living the truth I know. I make a difference. Whether you're small or tall, white or black or brown, whether you are a unity follower or follow another faith, you do make a difference. And by inspiring people to make a positive difference in the world, we become the change. Changing ourselves, adapting, being flexible allows us to be people with passion who can change the world for the better. And I love this sign. It has all the different colors, and it represents our acceptance, our acknowledgement, our thankfulness for anybody in Pride who's part of our community. And by providing fellowship and education for spiritual seekers in all walks of life, all spiritual seekers, we coexist. What a joy to welcome back our Rhythm Rascals. Give them a round of applause.
Just the Beatles were back. Well, I should introduce the boys just because I should introduce the boys. On drums, ladies and gentlemen, the handsomest ball drummer in town, Mr. Rodney Perkins. On the keyboards, Lyle. Lyle Kernahan, my pal, Lyle Kernahan. And playing the bass and doing very ably is, I was going to say the legendary. Are you legendary yet? Yes. Are you old enough to be legendary? Yes. He's working out. Mr. Stan Smith. Now, the first song we'd like to do for you today is fits right in with the power and will. And this is a song about trying to find the power that you need. And it reminds us that we can find it. It's waiting there for us. All we have to do is just make that little bit of an effort. All right? So, I'm going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Will that work for all you guys? Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. There are days you don't know what to do. The world is whirling like a hurricane. Your mind is racing like a fighter plane, and options seems like they are blue. But when you feel you're being tempest tossed, and then you really cannot find your way, what's going on? Sometimes you cannot say. Can't find a harbor and you're lost. That is the time for you to raise your eyes. Let's Spirit and take you to a better place. Forget the world that's trying to drag you down. Look deep within and find the power inside. And when you truly open up your heart, you find a wondrous change beginning to start. And you will know what it really means to be finally free and what you want to be. Nobody's saying that it's easy to do. 1,000 obstacles are in your way, but you can push beyond them if you say, nobody's stopping me, I'm pushing through. You are the master of your heart and soul. There is no forcing you if you resist, because it's true and I will tell you this. I know for sure that you are well and whole. Now is the time for you to raise your eyes. Let Spirit take you to a better place. Forget the world is trying to drag you down. Look deep from it and find the power inside. And when you truly open up your heart, you feel a wondrous change begin to start. And you will know what it means if you can finally be free to be exactly who you want to be. And you will know if you can finally free to be exactly who you want to be. Exactly who you want to be. Great, thank you. Thank you all.
Was that awesome? Rousing. Thanks so much to the Rhythm Rascals and Jim Chapman. And he wrote it. What a creative man. Well, thanks. Whoops. You're all so good, so patient. Okay. Our prayer chest. This is something that's so special for us here at Unity of London. And it was here from the time I came in 2012 and probably before. It's a beautifully carved chest, and it holds the intentions that you have for people you love or people you know. And into that chest go the names of your loved ones and the names of all of those we know who are in need of special prayer. And you have little slips in the back of your chairs that our dear Marlene was walking around making sure they were in this morning. And you just write the name of the person. And if you want to write something more specific that you're praying for, good health, emotional well-being, success, maybe transition, you just add that. The prayers are also prayed over by Silent Unity, and that was started more than 130 years ago. That's at Unity Worldwide in Kansas, at Unity Village. And anyone who has ever been there knows that they have a huge tower, and in that tower are people who pray, they're there 24 hours a day. You can pick up the phone, 1-800-NOW-PRAY. You don't have to be a Unity member. You don't have to give excuses. The person on the other end will say, how can I pray with you? And you just say it. There's no judgment. No questioning. And then that person will pray with you. And we have the same opportunity here with our prayer chaplains. And I invite them to come up now. Oh, well. Maybe Stefan can help me with this. So our prayer chaplains are Kate, Dawn, and Linsay, myself. Nancy and Lorraine are not here. I hope I'm not leaving someone out. And Grace is not here today. But we hold in prayer all the prayers that we will be sharing this coming week. All the prayers that are in your heart right now. Prayers of love, prayers of affirmation. We affirm the well-being, the peace, and the spiritual strength of all those whose names have been in our chest and will go in our chest, and all the names of those in your heart. Amen. And every month we have a special prayer for different unities in the world. And this month we're praying for Unity Center of Montreal and Unity Worldwide Ministries and Spiritual Institute. I invite you, if you feel comfortable, to close your eyes, lower your gaze, relax your body, and open your mind. And in that lovely, peaceful, serene space, free of stress, free of worry, we affirm our oneness with divine presence. We affirm our opportunities to transform each day as new opportunities come before us, to celebrate our worthiness, to be at one with each other in prayer, in love, in sacred service. We hold in prayer all those in the world who are in positions of leadership, political, spiritual, health, education, parenthood, grandparenthood, entertainment. So many areas where people are leaders, that they make good choices in their leadership journeys. We affirm that each of us brings to our community, to our family and our friends, love and peace. Amen. And it's a pleasure to welcome one of our prayer chaplains and a frequent platform leader and platform assistant, Kate Scheel, to read the daily word and introduce our speaker.
Good morning on this rainy day. The word for today is believe. I trust that my belief and my unbelief are enough. When Thomas said he can't believe in Jesus' resurrection unless he touches the wounds for himself, he is describing those moments when God's infinite, eternal good seems too hard to believe. Jesus' response is instructive. He doesn't criticize Thomas' doubt or demand blind faith. Instead, he offers exactly what Thomas needs, inviting him to touch the wounds and see for himself. Jesus meets him where he is, then invites him into a deeper way of believing, one that can trust in unseen blessings. The invitation is open to me too, us too, whether our belief is steady and confident or we long for reassurance and signs of divine presence. We trust that we are divinely supported and dearly loved. And from John chapter 20, verse 29, Jesus said to him, "Have you believed because you have seen me? Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have come to believe." Linsay Wilson is one of Unity's London's prayer chaplains. She is on our board, and she writes something for our newsletter every week. She was ordained as a New Thought minister in 2001. Her passion is creating welcoming communities where everyone can experience their own inner wisdom and spiritual potential. Please join me in welcoming Rev. Linsay for her presentation entitled Be willing.
Thanks, Kate. Put my notes over here just in case. Thank you, God. Yeah. Stefan said if I went like that, that would be a signal that he could turn up the lights a little. Stefan told me that if I went like this, he would turn the lights up a little bit brighter so that I could see you all and you all not be in the dark. So that's what I'm doing, is giving him time to turn up the lights a little bit. So this month is the power of will. And if it came back in the back of your brain, somebody saying, why aren't you using your willpower to get that done? We're going to erase that. That's about somebody else's agenda, and they're wanting you to do it. So we're going to erase that thought altogether. And we're going to change it to be willing. Be willing. So, what is will? Imagine this. A car. My car is going to be red. You pick whatever car you want. The engine is the God presence, the energetic, the engine, the drive. Thank you, Chuck. And the fuel is that divine love. And the headlights and taillights, that's understanding. Will is the steering wheel. And if you don't use the steering wheel, you'll have a lot of power, but you're not going in your direction, right? So we're going to talk about that. How are we going to steer? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Steer the steering wheel. Power. So, in unity, we have 5 principles, right? God is, God is, God is. It's first, right? I don't see your first thumbs up. God is. We are. I choose. How do I do this? I pray, and I think. I do, yes. Often we start at the other end, right? But we're supposed to start with number 1. God is everywhere, all the time, in everything. It's all God, right? Sometimes that takes some time to believe. Sometimes, we were raised as kids, mom and dad trying to protect us and so forth. Don't do this, don't do that, whatever. Instead, we trust. We trust. God is. God is here with us in this moment. God is all around us. God is in every face that we look at. The second one is I am, or we are, and we are in every face we see, every person, everything. Yeah. So, if we're going to use the power of will, what's that do? I want to suggest that we be open to be willing to be aware of our thoughts or be aware of our actions and just start off noticing. So this week I was writing something and I think I'm a positive person, right? So I'm writing something out, and then I start looking at it critically, and I see that even though what I wrote is positive in a negative sort of way, it doesn't have that high vibration of words that are moving and bring us up. It doesn't have words in it like joy and love and peace and so forth. And instead of saying, I'm not unhappy, low energy, right? I could say, I am joyful. I am joyful. I am happy to be here. Yeah, I'm happy to be here. So, I'm suggesting that this week you pay attention to the words you use. You pay attention to what you're doing. A couple of weeks ago, Renee and Krista, I don't see Krista very well. Renee and Krista were over at my house, and we were playing around and talking and so forth. And I asked them to write the letters D-U-J. And Krista, with her beautiful handwriting, wrote them, and Renee did it, capital letters all in printing. And then I asked them to write a 7. And I said, is that the way you always write those letters? Oh, yes, Renee says I always print. And I said, okay, this is what I want you to do instead. I want you to print them all in capital letters. And the 7, I want you to write a European 7. In case you don't know. Yeah, so they did that. And so by making that slight change in their lives, they're having new pathways in their brain going on. So this week you might think about which hand you use to brush your teeth, and try using the other hand. Which leg are you more likely to stand on, and choose the other. Find little ways to make slight changes that will change your brain to a new way. Now, why would you want to do this? Because we automatically go to something without being aware. And we want to take time to be aware of what we're doing. We want to take time to be aware of God's presence or anything that's coming through to us. So that's one way to start making changes in our lives, right? Be willing, be willing, be willing. Can you think of ways that you could change slightly? Make a little bit of a difference? Okay, so let me think, what was I going to say next? Peggy? Mm-hmm. So I want you to also think this week about the times that God's presence was in your life. And we just dismiss it. We think, oh, that was lucky. Oh, that worked out. But it's more than that. It's the universe, God, the good, whatever we call it, whatever your choice of words are. That presence is there for you all the time, in every situation. And we're not paying attention. So we want to notice that. We want to notice synchronicities. Or my son used to see dimes and a penny on the floor all the time. Pay attention. He'd go for a walk and see that. Pay attention what is coming to you again and again. You're receiving messages. You're being told what's coming down the road. And instead of getting scared, oh, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Trust. God is there, letting you know. That brings me lots of joy and reassurance. I kept getting the message I was going to have a car accident. This is back when I had a little 2-year-old, 5-year-old. And so I had planned a trip to Kentucky, but I decided to cancel it because I'm getting these nudges to watch. It's going to be an accident. So on Monday morning, I'm driving to work. My son is in the back, laying down in the back seat of the car. I'm driving to work, and I'm going around this bend, and all of a sudden, this car comes and crosses the bend, but quite before that happened, I heard the words, "Get the boy up front." So I get him up front, and as soon as he gets up front, the back end of the car is gone. Pay attention. I get messages or signs all the time, and I know all of you do too, and we just kind of dismiss them or think, oh, that was lucky, thank God, or whatever. But pay attention. Pay attention, pay attention. Be willing to pay attention. Be willing to look at everything that goes on in your life. Be willing to go beyond. Beyond. Be willing to be aware. Be willing to be open. Be willing to accept. Yeah. So, we're going to do something a little different today. I saw George nod, so I think that means it's time for me to stop. Most of us think of meditation as sitting down and being quiet, right? Listening. But meditation is all kinds of things. It might be Marlene when she's painting. You know, when you get in that zone, you're doing something, or what happened to Jim when he's writing music? Or did you watch, where is Ron? Did you watch Ron when he plays the drums? He is totally there. That's meditation. Walking is meditation. Cooking, making bread used to be my meditation. Boy, my neighbors got lots of bread back then. Nobody is getting any anymore. So we're going to do meditation differently. At first, I was going to do a kind of a small call and response. I got to get a drink of water. A call and response. Good. I hope most of you know this song. Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Listen to what you're saying. Keep a higher frequency for peacefulness. And God is always there. So that's what the meditation was going to be about. But since we're talking about doing things a little differently in our lives and looking at different ways, we're going to do it with movement. So here's what we're doing. So I have some statements, and I want you to take in their intention, okay? So, hands go on our heart, like a prayer. And then divine love is all around. Can you say divine love is all around with me? Divine love is all around. Pauline, come hold this for me. Thank you. I see it in the faces. And you're going to take your thumbs, and your thumb's going to go around your ear, and your fingers will follow, and it will come down your throat to your heart. Okay? And that one is... I hear divine love coming in me. I hear divine love coming in me. We are all one in creation. All one in creation. Okay, now this part's a little different. We're going to... You got your feet on the floor, and you're going to raise your heels just enough to get a piece of paper or two underneath it, okay? And you're going to go tap, tap. Not tap, tap, like we would normally do, but a gentle tap, tap. Got it? So we'll go tap, tap. I am willing. Tap, tap. To open my heart. To open my heart. Let's do that line again. Tap, tap. I am willing. Tap, tap. Open my heart. Yeah. Tap, tap. I am willing to check my words. Oh, I made a mistake. How can that be? I left out a line. So the first one was, I am willing, tap, tap, to open my heart, tap, tap. And now we clap. Spread the love, energy, vibrations around. That's it. Okay. And then the next one is, I am willing. You tapping your feet. To check my words. Tap, tap. Now we're going to clap our hands. Willing to keep my thoughts at a high vibrational level. Keep my thoughts at a high vibrational level. Okay. I am tap, tap. I am willing. Tap, tap. To be aware of new possibilities. Tap, tap. I read this week that stay, we're not done. Stay. Stay.
Pauline gonna dance?
You still want this before
Yep.
your face?
But I have to see this at the same time. Okay, I tap, tap. I am willing to be aware of new possibilities. Tap, tap. And the love, accept our oneness in love. And accept our oneness in love. Tap, tap. I am willing. To see and go beyond what I've known. Tap, tap. Clap now. Yes. Yes to love. These guys. Yes to joy. And yes to peace. Thank you. Very good. Thank you. We're done. So that's our different meditation, being willing to do things differently, taking it into your heart. Mm-hmm. Thank you, guys. You were a good support system. Thank you.
Thanks so much to Linsay, Rev. Linsay Wilson. Thank you. So that was certainly an interactive presentation, and what many of us will take away, I'm sure, is the willingness to listen to the voice inside, to listen to our insights, our divine insights, and if we're prompted to do something, not to ignore that prompt. And Linsay certainly involved everyone, and I think brought her own insights and her own personal experience. Thank you very much, Linsay, for sharing. Yay to the Rhythm Rascals.
Pauline, sit.
Linsay, this is for you.
Oh my goodness. Isn't it great to be alive today? Isn't it? Here with our friends and our family and all the people we care about. And I'm here with three of my favorite musicians, and we're going to play us a song for you that we had another song picked out for today. And as I was reviewing all the information that I get from, and Linsay sends me stuff, and Pauline, and I get all the stuff. And I noticed Lindsay's the meditation today, and I thought it was just beautiful that thought is a prayer. And be careful what you're thinking, because, and I don't know, again, it's another one of these fell out of the sky songs. So the guys and I whipped it up this morning, and I hope it's going to work. We'll see. But the song is called Every Good Thought is a Prayer. All right? So I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll see what happens, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. A friend said to me, I don't know how you do it. I just don't know how to pray. I can't believe anybody's listening or anybody cares what I have to say. I said, my friend, I'm no expert, but this is what was told to me. You think a good thought, and it's a powerful prayer to change things to the way you'd like them to be. And I believe that every time I think about anything that some way will make my little corner of the cosmos better, make other people's lives a little better still. I believe that really cares. Every good thought is a prayer. Every good thought is a prayer. Well, he smiled at me and he said, that's easy for you, but my mind doesn't work that way. There's plenty of thoughts rattling around in there, but none of them inspiring me to pray. I knew what he meant because I'd heard it before. Nobody's listening, nobody cares. But if things get better when we think them through, could it be because of answered prayer? Well, I believe that every time I think about anything that someday will make my little corner of the cosmos better, make other people's lives a little better still. Cause I believe that if you really care, every little thought is a prayer. Every good thought is a prayer. Well, if you're thinking about your cares, let me suggest to you, because every good thought is a genuine prayer. It's not wishful thinking if your dream comes true. Every time I think about every way that someday will make my little corner of the cosmos better, make other people's lives a little better still. Cause I believe if you really care, every good thought is a prayer. Well, every good thought is a prayer. Every good thought is a prayer. Amen. Tap, tap.
Every little thought is a prayer. Woo. What a powerful message. And thanks again to the Rhythm Rascals. You bring zest. And we're really grateful to you. Oops. Here at London, at every spiritual center, I'm sure in church throughout the city, we count on donations to help pay the bills. But we also count on our volunteers. So you can make donations in all the different ways that are listed. If you can't make a financial donation, donate your service, your time, your love, and your caring. All of it is really welcome. And you notice that Kate and Dave are collecting, passing around the little baskets. While they do, let us just hold in mind an affirmation of abundance at Unity of London. And in your lives too. What we give usually comes back 1,000-fold. And whether it's giving service or giving money, donating food, providing food, those are all ways for us to serve our community. And we're truly grateful. And we join in our prayer. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And thanks to Kate and Dave. Oops. We have many announcements, so be ready. Our Sacred Circle will continue today, begins at 12. This was started by Chuck, our board president, Chuck Sempo, who's sitting in the front row, and it's been quite successful. We usually have it every Sunday. Anything that you want to share in the Sacred Circle stays within the circle. Nobody goes out and talks about what you shared. And the sharing is from the heart. So that is from 12 to 1. And it includes questions as well as discussions. It's an open forum. And this week, which will be the first Friday coming up, we have our Unity. Just drop in for fun. There's no fee. You don't have to pay anything. Cookies, tea, lemonade, and games are all provided. And bring a friend. Or just come and see if you like it or not. Many people come back. I know Krista really likes Triomino, and so does George. So they may be there on Friday. We have a special speaker coming in. All right, musicians, he's coming in to see the Rush concert in Toronto. But because he'll be there, he's going to come by here. We've seen him online. This time we'll see him in person. Reverend Thomas DeSchutter. And he will be speaking following his presentation. He will be delivering a workshop based on the 5 principles for living. He is a minister, but he's also a drummer. And he drums at many of the Unity conference. He's not as good as you are. Don't tell him I said that. He's not as good as you are. There will be a $20 love offering. And because it's a love offering, if you don't have $20, come anyway. And that will be from 12 o'clock to 1:30. Dawn and Patsy, with some support from Rob, have begun a Unity Feeding the Homeless project. They are the spearheaders behind it, and we're really grateful that they have chosen to do that. It's the third. Now, I don't know, Dawn, if you're going to change it from Tuesday to Wednesday. Okay, but for this August, it will be Tuesday? Okay, so it will be Tuesday morning. If you can't be here on Tuesday morning, you could prepare some food and leave it in the fridge on Monday night, I'm sure. Is that all right, Dawn? So just talk to Dawn after the service. Dawn is right there, second row. And they contribute. I know that it's a worthy project, feeding the homeless. And it's a unity. It's so much about unity. There is a Unity Arts Expression. I came the last time it was on, and it was really fun, from 1:30 to 3 o'clock. And the next session will be August 21st. And the activity changes every month, but they're pretty flexible. Marlene and Linsay are quite flexible, so I didn't feel like doing little fingery things with the butterflies. So I just brought my own pastels and fiddled around. So do whatever you choose that's creative. There will be art supplies there if you don't have your own. And it's a chance, as Linsay talked about today, to explore another area. Open up yourself a little bit. Grace Tallman, who's not with us today, will be offering a series of workshops on grief support. Grace Tallman is a grief counselor and a registered nurse. She's versed in this area, and she'll be delivering 8 Saturdays from 10 to 11:30, beginning September 12th. It will be right here at Unity. If you know anybody who's going through grief, loss, or extreme anxiety, there is the number for Grace, her phone number, and her email address. The cost is $100 plus $25 for the workbook. And Grace is donating 30% of all proceeds back to Unity. The space will be limited to 12 participants. So if you know anybody who has suffered a loss, or maybe you yourself, it's important to register early. I've known Grace for a long time. I met her as a Toastmaster and then as a fellow author. And she's sincere, heartfelt, and really believes in providing grief support. And this August 5th, from 7:30 to 9, Tom McInerney. And Tom McInerney will be here on a Sunday, I forget which one playing, but he will be here this Wednesday with Les Holmes and Adair Meehan, with Jim. And these are great concerts, only $10. You can pay online or pay at the door. They're lots and lots of fun, lots of energy. All right, special announcement time with a nice red banner. And I'm inviting up Chuck and Linsay. I don't know if you notice my boots. They have smiley faces on them. And this is a smiley face announcement. along with my yellow prayer chaplain.
Going steady?
No. This is an announcement that affects all of us in a very positive way. A very positive way. You heard that Linsay was a New Thought minister. She has chosen to engage in a process that will allow her to be accredited as a Unity minister in June. Yes. Not only that, she will be Unity of London's senior minister. And because I've been spiritual leader for the last 2 years, I will also receive a special designation called Silver, and I'll also be ordained in June. So Unity of London will have 2 ministers, a senior minister and
Reverend Pauline Thrantry.
And only that title is mainly because I hope to do more work outside Unity, maybe some pastoral care work. But my heart's still at Unity. And my full support, and I hope and promise that all of you will give your full support to Linsay. Chuck, our board president, is really behind Linsay, and so not behind her, supporting her. And so am I, and so I'm sure all of you. Linsay has done a lot since coming back to us. Much of what she's done has been behind the scenes. She's visited many of you. She's invited many of you to her home. She also has taken time to show love and support whenever it's needed. And those are the qualities of a senior minister. Those are the qualities of someone who made a decision way back 2001 to become a minister. So her accreditation through Unity worldwide will mean that she can then be minister here. And I support that.
I really feel like we've won the lottery. You know, we're going to have 2 licensed Unity ministers. And Pauline's done a magnificent job the last 2 years, you know, leading us in spirituality. And Linsay has such a vast history in New Thought. Really, she does, you know. I know. We don't have to be old to have a vast history, as we well know, Jim. And so I think that we're really being blessed, and this creates synergy, energy, and spiritual flow to have 2 lovely ladies that are going to be leaders in our church. So I'm beyond happy about this.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. What an honor. Thank you. I love you all. Mm-hmm.
I've learned that from Linsay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, that's my new mantra when I'm stuck.
Thank you, Chuck. And you heard Kate last week explain why we took out the second the. So when we say this prayer, we're not saying we are the light. We're saying we are light. So the light is divine presence, God. The light of God surrounds me. I am light. The love of God enfolds me. I am love. The power of God protects me. I am power. The presence of God watches over me. I am presence. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. and in unity tradition. Yea, God. And now we join in our song.